Episode 78 from Riverbend Springs is here, and today is going to be slightly different than the average gameplay video. Because over the last 70 to 80 episodes, I have been collecting and hoarding equipment. Some things I have gotten rid of, to be fair. Some things I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to throw in the back of a shed and never worry about it. So I'm going to do my best to find some of the equipment that we're not using anymore and just get rid of it. This is going to include quite a few things that have been sitting around. I don't need a bell autoloader anymore. Some of this stuff I really don't need. The shed, actually, I don't need here. To be fair, I think this area is probably going to stay, although I did download a couple extra sheds to see if there's maybe something that we could swap out for this one. And the rice farm up at the top, or the grass farm as it was, has copious amounts of grassland equipment that I'm probably never going to use again. So let's get rid of it all. You probably also have noticed that I have $7.8 million. It's such a ridiculous amount of money. As they say, I have made too much money. And that's it. So what I'm going to plan on doing here is probably getting rid of most equipment, and then over the course of the next couple episodes, buying back certain equipment that I need. Like this right here. I love the case. You know, I'm probably not going to use these mowers again because I've got just everything I need. So I'm going to utilize this, and we're just going to get rid of them. So the first pass is going to be getting rid of equipment that we don't need anymore. And then the second pass is probably going to be all about getting rid of vehicles. And there's a few that we're going to swap out. There we go. So I've gotten rid of both of the mower sets up here at the top. We also have this merger here, which I don't think I'm going to need anymore because everything I use kicks everything out into the middle. That's a fertilizer spreader. I need that. This is an interesting combo because I love the loading wagon, but I've really not been a fan of the tractor. It just doesn't have enough power to do what I want to do, and it's not heavy enough. I think I'm just going to go ahead and right off the bat just get rid of this tractor. To be fair, probably didn't help that I had an 1,800 kg weight on the front of it. Oh, and we've also got a digestate problem where I've got I think a couple million liters of it. I don't really know what to do with it. I think we're going to sell it, but I don't know what to do. I think that's all the equipment up at this farm. Yeah. All right. I think that's good. Let's head over to the next one. So the next bit is probably going to be these. We downloaded these months ago at this point, and they just haven't released yet. So to just kind of remove temptation, probably not a bad idea to go ahead and get rid of that. We've also got the dirt bike here, which I got whenever I was collecting the collectibles. I guess that's what you do with collectibles. But I don't remember when that was because it's been so long ago. Let's also get rid of these auto-load bell trailers. Don't need those anymore. Not a bad idea to keep the cedars that we've got, at least for now. Plus, I love my AgriFlex, so we're hanging on to that bad boy too. However, in here we've got some stuff that I don't think we need anymore. We're not making silage bells anymore, so I can get rid of this guy. We can also get rid of this trailer here, which I think I was using at one point for a universal auto load, maybe. We've got this guy who I haven't used since we did contracts. Goodness. Here's another fast bale. We have the self-propelled version of that now, so we don't need that anymore. And we've got this guy, which we'll hang on to for now. Also going to hang on to the big plow. You never know when you're going to need a plow. Plus, with the ideas that I've got, I think we're going to need that sooner rather than later. And let's get rid of these. It's a lot of selling stuff, as I mentioned. Oh yeah, and there's a little itty bitty trailer in here hiding too. I don't remember what I did. Oh, that's from the auto load? I didn't even know. How's about this? You remember when I was doing contracts and I would steal the straw bales and take them? Yeah, that's what I was using. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Here's a roller. Can't tell you the last time I rolled a field, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. At least for now, I guess we can hang on to these, although we may do some swapping out at some point because we've had a lot of green, and I'm thinking of moving to a lot of red on this farm. And we do have a lot of green, let me tell you what. Back here, we got a couple semi-trucks hanging out. Man, I love the Phoenix so much. I'm so sorry, David. It's not out yet, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. This truck was fun for 20 minutes. and then I absolutely lost interest because it's so slow. We actually own 2 swathers, so probably not a good idea to get rid of those. I do enjoy swathing, so I think we're going to hang on to those for now. And is that it on this farm? I think that's everything I want to get rid of on this farm. So then the last things to get rid of would be over here on the cattle farm, which, by the way, we have gotten just an insane amount. We have 214,000 liters of manure overnight, another 28,000 liters of buffalo milk, 67,000 liters of cattle milk, 351,000 liters of slurry. So much. On this farm, there's really not a whole lot going on. We do have this Challenger right here, which I guess we could get rid of. However, we've had this since the beginning of the series, and if I'm going to keep one thing, I think it's going to be that. We also have a nice tipper behind it. Not really a big fan of the cloth stuff anymore. That was great when we started off, and I've also modified that one. So maybe we get rid of it? I don't know. These tankers are great. We could hang on to those for now. So why don't we maybe figure out if I've got a plan B for this, because that holds a lot. Could go with something like this. So this is from the Lizard TARDIS pack. It'll hold 200,000 instead of the 100,000 that I have the other one listed for. We could throw on some real nice... Do we have Continental? No, we don't. Well, then BKT I think would work fine. I have changed up the trailer itself to a Challenger, but I'm not quite sure that looks good. Well, I'll be honest, it's not pretty, but it's gonna work all right. Yeah! Plus, we get to keep our Challenger right here. Nice! And we get to move everything a lot faster as well. Goodness gracious, we're gonna have to. Oh, and let's go ahead and get rid of this while we're at it. So, the idea here is, again, as I mentioned, to make sure that we don't just keep the same crap over and over and over again. Speaking of big piles of crap. I think we've gone a long time keeping a lot of the equipment that we have right now, and it's just that time that we get rid of a lot of it and we move on to other stuff. I think that's the best thing. Well, you know what? This barrel right here also holds the exact same amount as the barrels that we've got now, that we have to move around with a tractor. We could move this around with a car, I think. Somebody's games did a crash. Uh-oh. None of my buttons work. Crap, I messed up. This is like one of the first times I've ever had a crash. We've had a couple, don't get me wrong, but in the middle of recording? It's the wrong time to have that happen. Well, that sucks. Guess what? All's still here. I gotta go do all that crap again. Be right back. All right, so I've gone through, I've taken care of everything. I also don't really know if I want a new semi-truck or not, but I know I want different trailers. So we're going to swap these out. I'm also dropping the Universal Autoload mod from this game save, so we don't really need that anymore. So we've got rid of that. That's good. We'll keep the truck for now, but I imagine I'll probably find something else that I want. Now is going to be the time where we try to find case IH mods or case base game equipment to swap out for the things that we have. Now, a couple things are going to be pretty simple, like the smaller tractors, throw in a Puma and you're good. That'll fix that. For this guy right here, maybe another Magnum, or maybe we just bring the other Magnum down here. That could work. It's not going to have tracks like that, which I'm going to miss, but we'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be good. Rock back and forth. We'll be good. The S7 I haven't used in a while, so that's going to be pretty simple to swap out. Oh, and we got to get a new AgriFlex. I'm not sure what happened, but that was what I was in when the game crashed, and also that's what I was in a second time off screen when things froze but came back. And so, just to avoid that, I sold it, and I'm going to buy another one. Yay! It did get an update since the last time I played this, so there is that. Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got both of my 6Rs, the 8RX, the 9RX, and the S7 all lined up. And here's the 2 case mods that I've got. One of them's not even a case. This isn't a case. This is the Colossus. I love that you can make it red. So then, what I got to do is figure out a replacement for these. Now, I don't think I need more than one combine. I'm one dude. I'm not going to be hiring them up on an extra worker. I think one's fine. One's enough. So we're good with our Colossus back there. It's a stupid Colossus. I love it. However, I am going to need a smaller tractor that I can move stuff around with, and maybe something bigger because I would love to go Borgo. Ooh. So for all the John Deere fans out there, I would definitely look away. And for the Case fans, you may want to get out of camera, because you're going to love watching this. We're going to have to sell every single one of these green machines. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Some would say that's how you make your farm better. I don't know if I agree with that. I like the green stuff, but I also like the red stuff. So now let's buy some more red stuff. Oh, there's another thing too here. I don't think that's gonna fly anymore, is it? So sorry, buddy. So sorry. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I can change the color of that, so we're not gonna worry about that. Honestly, I might end up swapping out this Magnum as well, because there is a much better one on the Mod Hub. Man, here I thought 7 million was too much. We have $10 million now. Goodness. All right, let's get in here. You know what? Let's just search by brand. How about that? Oh yeah, look at all that red. There's actually multiple versions of this out. So the first one is, and I'm looking at the Mod Hub over here, from Carl Farms. This one is this Case IH AFS Connect Magnum. We are going to go all the way to the top. I also want to go with some pretty cool looking wheels as well. Maybe like a wide with a track option or something. Let's go with Continental, see what we get. That's so awesome. I love that so much. This is probably a little bit more like what we would see around here, but I will tell you this, I love the Broad. There's no reason for it. There's no crop reasoning that I need that. I want it. That's the reason. We could go with a skinnier setup, but I don't know. I think that one just looks a little bit interesting. So let's go with this. We got our US setup. I'm going to keep the 3-point on the front of it. And then rim colors, we could change it up to black, but honestly, the silver looks great. Ooh, what does it look like with Case red? Nope. Don't like that. That's our tractor. Second one is going to be ridiculous. We are going to go for one of Mack Trucker 921's 340-400 Special Edition. This will go up to 1,300 horsepower. I don't know if we need it, but I want it. I'll tell you that much. For this one, why don't we keep it cool? We will go for some big Vredestein twin wheels. Loving that setup right there. Let's see. A US warning sign? Absolutely. We don't need windows. We're going to keep the 3-point because you never know what you're going to have. We're not putting the liquid tanks on there, and there's no front loader either that we're throwing on. If I was an insane person, I would go for green too, but this isn't a mod video. Ooh, what is that green? Oh, that one hurts my eyes. Oh, they have the owl that hurts my eyes blue. Oh, that's awesome. Honestly, I think I'm just going to stick with black on there. Front grille, everything looks pretty good. Yeah, everything's great. Rim colors, though, we are going to go for an onyx black because I think that looks pretty sweet. We could go for a full black, but that, I don't know, it's just a little bit too much. So let's go with that. There's another good chunk of change out. But boy, don't these things look epic. I don't even know what I'm going to pull with this thing, but I'm just glad that I have it. There we go. There's that. Take this guy, back him out as well. I wanted to go for something that's articulating with wheels. However, we don't have a wheeled version of the quad track yet. So I went with the Case IH Steiger series from Gazerius Modding. I think that is probably the way to go. So that gives us now 3 tractors, one of which is articulating. Probably one of those Magnums is going to go up to the other farm. We'll put this right here. And I think one more tractor. And here's the last one I went with. This one is the 7200 Pro from Dogface, and it is epic. I ended up going for no Pro logo or no Case logo on the back, and I went with Midas wides, and this is actually the Hardy Red. I think it is anyway. It's the, no, don't sell it. Just customize. Oh, I was nervous. Yeah, the Hardy Red. I went with the Hardy Red, and then on the rim colors, I ended up going for the dark gray. I thought it looked awesome, so, I don't know. Wanted to keep it just a little bit different. It's also nice to have, like, what, 250, 260 horsepower in a small tractor. This thing will move. So then, not a bad setup to get started with. I don't know if this is all we're going to need. I don't know if this is more than we're going to need. Honestly, I can only do so much at a time. So, hey, at least we got all this, right? Let's go ahead and see if we can figure out a way to put all these back in the sheds here. I have thought about swapping this shed out, but I will say this. This shed is pretty perfect when it comes to everything that we need and the setup that I need. I mean, look at this. We could drive these straight through. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Actually, you know what? That shed behind us may be a better place to put these now. Might be. As I'm putting everything away, I'm pretty sure that my Magnum Special Edition is a little bit much. I drove it over here and got up to about 80 miles an hour. I I need to change the engine in this. Oh, it's too much. Maybe this will be good. 658 horsepower, because 42 miles an hour. That's good. That's good. Now, I was thinking about swapping this building out. I haven't really thought much about which building to put here, but I did download a few. I still think that this is the best one. I mean, it's long, you could drive straight through, which is very, very good. Although they do have some others that you could drive through as well. This one, but it's just a little bit different. I'm not quite sure there's anything that's going to be better. This one's kind of nice because it does have a way in, but you have to back everything in and out. This one's cool because it's huge and you can pull in from the side and kind of swing it around, but takes up a little bit more space than I would like for it to. So I think for now, honestly, we'll just keep this building. Though it is quite overkill for 2 swathers. I'm sure eventually we'll put something else in here too. So there's one more thing that we need to do, and that is going to be having to do with that semi-truck right there. I want to get a new semi-trailer or trailer setup. So there was some new stuff that just dropped as I'm making this video. Well, not today. This pack right here dropped. The Crappy SKS pack. This is from HR Force, and it includes a couple trailers whose rear end can extend out, and you can hook multiple of these trailers together. Now, these are pretty big, and if I was going to go for just one, it would be this guy. There's also capacities. This will hold up to 600,000 liters. That's a lot, probably more than I need, but it's great to know that you can. But I always like to kind of run a tandem setup, something kind of like this. I think this is pretty cool. So what I want to do is I want to try and match up my wheels setups to maybe something that would be very similar to the semi-truck that we've got. I wish we had duals on here, but everything else is just big tires or these little skinny boys, because this is not an American trailer. Now, I don't know if it was a good idea to buy 2 of these or not, but I wanted them, so I went with them. We also went with the Mac setup because we're using a Mac truck, at least right now. I know it's a base game one, but who cares? It's fun. I love this truck so much. All right, let's bring it around here. I'm going to show you how these work because it is kind of cool how this setup works. Now, this is going to give us 800,000 liters, so it's actually a little bit less than normal for most of the stuff that we use. So there you go. So that swings that rear axle back, brings down the thingies on the side. I don't know what those are called. And then we can back this up, hook up the second one, and there you go. Now we've got 2 semi-trailers that we could pull around with unrealistic capacities ready to go. And if we ever wanted to add another, all you got to do is hit unhook, and then there that goes, all the way out to the back. Also, because this has a very, very small radius here, I could pretty much turn this around on itself like this and move in and out of places. I think that's pretty darn cool, and this should allow us to move things at a decent pace. Hey, you know what? Let's give the truck an upgrade from the day cab, and let's add a top to it. I don't know what that's called. I think it looks a little bit silly if I'm honest, but you know what? Aerodynamics, baby, I'm fast. Plus, I mean, come on. That doesn't look bad. It's different, but it's cool. I dig it. All right, lastly, we got to rebuy the stuffer over here again because it didn't work the first time. All right, decided to go with 2 sets here, although I think I am going to have to find some kind of a truck setup for this tanker right here. I dig it, don't get me wrong, but I think we're going to have to find something else other than a Challenger tractor to move this thing around. Will that even hook up to cars? I don't actually know. When I went with the Challenger colored roof setup for this one, I don't know. I just felt like it looked a little bit better. I still don't like it, but I'll get over it. And I mean, of course, we can't just end it without buying another one of these. It's all case red, all silver, all American. I love it. It's also not real, but that's beside the point. However, something that would be real cool is if you came back to see me in the next one. We are getting ready to finish up Series 8. We're almost there, baby. We're going to 100 episodes, so hang in, rock and roll, do your thing, have some fun, whatever, batted outros. Catch you in the next one. Peace.